O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and there are the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. You gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. cuttersedgepro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in the corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. So you can get some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
There's a new sheriff in town at Toyota of Hollywood. Cash in your chips and get a great deal on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a Corolla, not $24,000, $17,975. Giddy up to the bank and get 2.99% financing on our most popular models. So mosey on down to our western town at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed. They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 16 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take up to $10,000 off a 2024 Acura during our 16th anniversary sale.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning because your Florida Panthers are up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals, man. It is amazing to see a franchise that is truly dedicated to winning, a group of players that works hard from game one of the regular season all the way to the Stanley Cup and how it is paying off, man. Really. And a front office, by the way, Bill Zito should have won the award yesterday for General Manager of the Year. That was just an absolute crime. But the team that they have put together is absolutely awesome. I know Barkov will be Barkov, Bitcoin, all kinds of B's we're going to be talking about today. And I'm sure we'll be talking about Crapsdale too also, because he should be – Leon should be suspended, okay? Leon should get his ass knocked out like Tyson did to Leon once. Spinks. Was it 48 seconds, 45 seconds? Something like that. I don't know what's going to end up happening. I know that they'll review it today. We'll see. We don't know what's going to happen with Barkov. I just get the feeling that Barkov's going to come back on Thursday and play. I don't think he's going to even be mentioned that he has a concussion or anything. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Not Panthers. Hockey players are just cut from a different cloth, man. So, I just, well, let's see. Let's see what happens today. We'll while we're on, if any news comes up, I don't know if it will, but if it does here this morning, we will pass it on, and we will definitely talk about it. That's for damn sure, dude. That is for damn sure. So we'll get into it as always. Ho Yoon! Wow, dude, thank you very much. As always, you guys can make donations, Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show is our address. You can even make a Bitcoin donation here in the dip. And Ho Yoon, man, you were last night with us during the postgame show. Made a donation then. Another donation now this morning. Thank you, sir. Too kind. I appreciate it immensely. I know
Sean and I appreciate it. Thank you. He says, have a great week. Thank you, Ho Yoon. And Alex Palenzuela chiming in also on Venmo. Says, good morning, best YouTuber on the planet. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. That is very, very kind of you all for taking care of us, man. Very, very nice. And, of course, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And you can make even a Bitcoin donation. Bitcoin's in a little dip right now, 67,777. Pretty interesting. Yes. So a little Bitcoin action. If you all want to chime in there and enjoy, do not stop buying any Bitcoin. And by the way, just to, before I get back on the sports and all that, because I know we've hit like 71, 70, like 5 times now. And that's kind of what happens. You have to be patient because eventually it's going to bust through. I think we're pretty close to busting through. And interesting stuff is going on. $6.3 billion in shorts will be liquidated once Bitcoin hits 74,000. And when that happens, that's going to catapult us. You're going to see, I think, our first God candle ever, because we're going to go right to 90. We're going to soar past 80, and we're going to push to 90. When this 6.3 billion in shorts is going to be liquidated. And see what's going on, just so you'll know, okay? A lot of these firms that are investing in the ETFs, they're investing in the ETFs on one end, and on the other end, they're shorting Bitcoin. So they're kind of covering themselves like you do with a bet, okay? It's a long story if I start explaining shorts and all that kind of stuff, but the bottom line is they're kind of playing both sides, okay? Now, if you want to try to short Bitcoin, good luck to you. All right, I guess you got a lot of money and you're willing to throw it away because that's the dumbest asset in the world to short is Bitcoin, okay? I don't understand that because eventually it's only going to go in one direction, and that is up. Because I'll give you an example. Look what happened now. The corporate greed has not taken over yet, but I'll give you a little nugget on something that went on this morning. The biggest bank in the world, $6.2 trillion industrial and commercial bank of China, ICBC, has written 3 notes to its investors about Bitcoin. It says Bitcoin has a unique cross-border transfer and payment functions. Bitcoin may benefit from the end of the USD rate cycle and the debt crisis in marginal countries. Bitcoin retains the scarcity similar to gold through mathematical consensus while solving its problems of being difficult to divide, difficult to identify, authenticate, and inconvenient to carry. All the things that gold is, Bitcoin isn't. That's why Bitcoin is, you can carry it easily. It's easy to identify, easy to authenticate. In fact, the Bitcoin network, what's it called? It kind of checks itself every 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. And so this is just difficult to divide. What are you going to divide a gold pieces? Here, you get a little piece. You can't do that. Bitcoin, you can. So these are things that the corporate stuff is starting to get in. And you folks out there don't realize, not a financial advisor, you're actually getting in before the smart people. I mean, some of the smart people already are in. That's why we're up where we're at now. But all of the smart people, rich and powerful, have not gotten in yet. You still have a chance. We will never see these numbers again. Mark my words. Save this audio if you want. Save this video here, Sean. We will never see 70,000 ever again. Ever. It's over. Okay? These days of 50 and 60 and nothing. When this thing takes off and it goes well past 100, when we do have a dip, it will not ever come back to these numbers again. Might dip to 90, 100, 110, but it's not going to dip ever. And if it goes up to 200, 250, there's no way it goes back down to even 100, 150. So just telling you, you'll never see these numbers again. And when it takes off and it's in 200 and 300 and 500 and 800 and a million, as it will be over the next couple of years, you're going to regret that you did not take advantage when this idiot was telling you every day for years. Okay? So, just saying. All right? It's going to happen, and when it happens, the next pop is going to be absolutely amazing. 6.3 billion in shorts to be liquidated. That is absolutely nuts. But that's what's driving it down right now a little bit is that they're shorting it. And so this is kind of what happens. This will be the last time they do this because those people have not learned their lesson yet. They will now learn a really, really tough lesson. So there you go. Just to kind of, throw it out there so you guys will know what the hell is going on. Anyway, what else do we have? Oh, by the way, Bitcoin has a larger market cap than the top 3 banks in the world combined. JP Morgan Chase, 574 billion, Bank of America, 311 billion, and IC Bank of China, 268 billion. So crazy. All right. That's nuts. That tells you all you need to know about where Bitcoin stands already, and we haven't even really completely exploded yet. So it's just little fun facts for you, for those of you that don't follow it, and if you're still kind of, doubting it. All right, Sean, keep up with the Crapsdale stuff. If anything comes through on the Barkov thing, see if we find out anything with Barkov. Something tells me it won't be early on. It'll be more in the afternoon when we end up finding out. The Dolphins, by the way, signed a safety, Marcus May. We'll talk about that here on the show. Also, if you saw the headline on the show, Tyreek puts TUA McDaniel in an interesting situation, something I also want to talk about here on the show because it's kind of it's a twist that is, for me, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, but it's also going to be a challenge for people because it's something that they have to now kind of overcome since they've been doing other things. So we'll get into all of that. I see Steve Chapman is in, number 1 on the chat board. Thank you, sir. Says looking forward to a little cats, a little crypto, and maybe a little fins. Exactly. You're going to get all of that. NorCal is in the house. Oscar Rojas is in. He's in Melbourne, and he is saying, that's right, smash that like button, man. Let's go. We're already at 111 watching right now and 48 only with the likes. Come on, man. Come on, let's go. We got to get to 200 likes, okay? Because we got people coming in and out. They hang out for a minute. They hang out for 5 minutes, and they're gone. Come on. Hit that like button. Let's get it to 200. Come on. That's the goal today. 200 likes. So let's help the channel grow here. All right. NorCal is in. He's puffing and passing. Manolo Rivera is in. Jamie Zorria out in San Jose. Reminding everybody to smash that like button. There you go, up to 65. Let's go. Come on. Appreciate you all. Thank you. Ray Sosa, Giovanni Ray, Gus, 1388, One-Eyed Jack. Nice win for the Panthers. Oilers showed no class. The Oilers are stinking dirty. But as I, elaborated yesterday on the postgame show, that's a good thing. It's a really good thing. You got them off their game. Notice game 1, they peppered the shit out of the Panthers.
They got a lot of great opportunities playing their game. And then in the third period, the Panthers shut them down. And then last night, they shut them down. So it's 4 periods of slowing down that explosive offense. They ended up getting frustrated. Now you got them out of their game, and now you got them trying to be something they're not, which is Mr. Tough Guys. And they're not Mr. Tough Guys. So the Panthers, and they did not feed into it. I talked about it last night also. They did not feed into all of this. They easily could have said, oh, we're pissed. We're out for revenge. It's not. They took the high road. That was really smart. Let them stew in their frustrations. Okay? That's all. So it's good. From Aruba today. Morning, everybody. Whoa, Gus. Nice, bro. I like Aruba. I've been to Aruba. Beautiful beaches, the sand. One of the things I remember that it was like a lot of beach to get deep into the water, actually, because it was shallow for a while, man. It was like you're like a block and a half in, and you're like up to your like thighs or something. You're like, holy shit, dude. When does it get deep here? But beautiful casinos. I remember not necessarily the most lively place, but it's a great place to relax and kick back and really enjoy. Aruba. Been there, done that. One-Eyed Jackin, Crypto Fins, Costa Nostra, Giovanni. Oilers acting like spoiled brats who need to resort to cheap shots. Yeah, kind of like WNBA players. And we'll do that to Bennett, hoping Barkey out because of concussion protocol. Let's hope no concussion for him. Eddie Reto is in the house. That's right. Didn't fall for the trap. Miles deep out in Vegas. I like listening to you because you're a wealth of knowledge. Thank you. I've never been told that, but thank you. For a guy that doesn't consider himself too bright, that's very nice of you. I don't think I'm the brightest bulb in the chandelier, but we try. John Padilla is in the house. Stephen Harris is in the house. It's a Taco Tuesday. You hanging out with LeBron? Relentless. I had to stay up till 6 a.m. to see the Panthers get the W. Damn. Holy shit. Eddie Lepp wants to destroy them Oilers on Thursday. NorCal is still smoking right now. JC Norville, Canes Heat, smoking on that Oilers pack dirty-ass team. Sneak Attack is in the house. Canes Heat, Gordon Shumway. Oh, that's right. The Panthers won. Let's give them a victory cigar. Beautiful. Damn right. Dude 67, Adam Sadowski. Think Blue Dodgers. Eddie says if the Cats win, even if the Cats win, it will suck if Barkov can't celebrate on the ice and lose that moment. Yeah, it would suck, but Eddie, I think he'll bounce back, man. I think he'll bounce back. I'm going to stay on the positive side, and I'm going to say that he's not going to miss anything. He's going to come back and kick some ass. So, yeah, we've seen hockey players play with broken clavicles. Yeah, but that's not necessarily ideal. Nicholas Green, I was worried about Itu's knee. Yeah, I know, right? Me too, man. Yeah. Listerine ended up coming back, man. That was huge. That was huge. Gregory Rogers, foot's doing better, man. Not there, not completely, but it's much better. James Vivinetti, Richard Kamak. If the Oilers want to get rough, maybe they should ask the Bruins how well that worked out. Yeah, exactly. Tombstone, Mario Peebles should have played Bob Marley in that new movie. I haven't seen the Bob Marley movie yet. Any good? Is it any good? Because people bragged about the Elvis one. I wasn't that impressed with the Elvis one. Sorry. Just wasn't impressed with the Elvis one. So I don't know. You guys, you could tell me your opinions on the Bob Marley one, but
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Don't forget, smash the hell out of the like button. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got 83. We're at 139. We want to get to 200. 200. You know, if everybody hit the like button right now, we'd go over 139 because people have come and gone already in the first 18 minutes. Seriously. So right now, if everybody hit the like button, okay, we'd easily go right over 139 and we'd start getting closer to that 200 mark. So let's go. Let's get that 200. Help us get to that 200 like mark here. Move it. Move the needle. Let's see. What else you guys have on the chat board? Ray Sosa, Cala Joe, Lisa Rose, James Roman in Tampico, Mexico, Cap for Life, Brian Ratke, DJ Ozone, Data, Aquavision, Suds, Pete De La Torre, Stephen Harris, Jeremy Dorset, Frankie Fresco, Walter Olivares, Relentless. Thank you all out there, Ray Varnicus. Very nice of you. Very nice of you. Yes. All right. Let's see what we got. Let me make sure here. Okay. Make sure I check my Cash App or Venmo that nothing's come in. No questions, no comments. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Why don't we? Alan Blanco and the great people at 3A Graphics, 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery. Panthers over the Oilers, 4-1. Cats take a 2-0 lead in this best-of-7 series. Game 3, by the way, will be Thursday at Rogers Place at 8:00. So good stuff by the Cats, as they have just played an absolutely amazing series so far. No word yet on Barkov and where he stands. Wednesday, tomorrow, we've got basketball, Celtics and Mavericks. Mavs favored by 2, over and unders 213. Tip-off Wednesday will be at 8:30. Boston is leading 2-0 in the best-of-7 series. Saturday, Inter Miami back in action. 7:30, they will visit the Philadelphia Union. We'll see if they can get back on track after a real terrible loss. Dan Hurley did a very good thing. He turned down the Lakers job and is going to stay at UConn. By the way, there was a report also that Kentucky went after Dan Hurley and offered $11 million a year. Damn, dude. Damn. Wow. Damn. That's and by the way, Chiefs defensive lineman BJ Thompson was released from the hospital, which is also good news. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. And call Alan Blanco if your company needs custom printing and embroidery. They do it all, bro. They do an amazing job. Those of you that have received our shirts and our hats, you see the embroidery, you see the silk screening and everything that they do. It is absolutely awesome. Great work there by the people at 3A Graphics, man. Absolutely freaking awesome. Let's see. The Bob Marley movie was great, and Ziggy was on set, all scrams to make sure it's good. Okay. All right. Biopic movies are a hit or miss. The Bob Marley movie is not good, says Relentless. Hitting that bong early in the morning, says Think Blue Dodgers. Okay. That is important. Still trying to figure out if we can get a big O bong, big O show bong, because apparently you guys will buy it. Don't make me go through this problem and create big O show bongs, and then you guys don't buy them. That would not be cool. Okay. Let's see. Jay Gelfin says, Happy Taco Tuesday. Owen Sean and Panthers pack. One live is a worthy watch. One live is a worthy watch. Thank you, sir. Sud says it was all right. Marley biopic way better than Elvis. Okay. All right. I just wasn't impressed with the Elvis one. It kind of bored me, to be quite honest. JJ Redick and James Borrego probably won't take the Lakers job either. I think Redick would take the job, right? Why wouldn't he take the job? Does he have like 10 people lined up? Plus his buddy is on the team. It's almost like they don't want to do what LeBron wants. They don't want to make it look that way because LeBron's going to be there for 1 year and then you're stuck with the guy that he wanted. So that's probably the deal there. Big O, do you think the Florida Panthers will win the 4 games? Oh, yeah. Are you talking about the sweep, sir? Or are you talking about I bet that they would win the Stanley Cup. So, yeah, I have no doubts that they're going to get the 4 games. Now, I think you mean sweep. It's a good one. All depends on game 3, bro. If they get game 3, it breaks their will, and I think they get the sweep. If, the Oilers can get game 3, I still think I think the Panthers, worst case scenario, come out 1 of 2 out of Edmonton. They're not losing both games. They're the better team. They're the better team, and they figured them out. After the first 2 periods of the first game, they figured them out. And they have not allowed them to have their way like they did the first 2 periods of game 1. So, yesterday Bob had 18 saves, dude, right? That's stupid. 18 saves. That's ridiculous. Against talent like that, and you saw what happened in the first 2 periods of the first game. So, remember what we talked about last time, and you all know this. The time to get the Panthers is early in the game, and they did, by the way, last night. They got the 1 goal, but they just couldn't do anything else. But that's where you're going to get if you can't get them early, once they figure your ass out, and as the series goes on, they're just better, man. They're just better. And it doesn't matter who you are. If you're Tampa, if you're Boston, if you're the Rangers, and now the Oilers, you're just not going to have your way. It's just not going to happen. You had the chat at Bong, just saying. Up to 108. There's 174 watching. David Fones will join us here in 5 minutes at the bottom of the hour, so we'll get into a little Dolphins conversation. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's get this to 200 before Fones. How about that? That's a lot to ask. 92, because we're at 173. Let's go. Hit it. Hit it like you want the Panthers to hit the Oilers. Hit that like button. Smash it like you want them to smash Connor McDavid since they took a cheap shot at our guy. Let's take a cheap shot at Crapsdale. Or maybe Crapsdale gets suspended if Barkov is out. And then what we do is we knock the shit out of Connor McDavid, and then now they have nobody. So smash it. Smash it like you want them to smash Connor McDavid. Smash that like button. Do you think they will try and get revenge? No. I think they'll just play their game, and within the game, they will wear you down. Because they didn't do that really to the Rangers, and they didn't really do that to Boston. And Boston got physical, and they didn't really get dirty. They just played their game, which is physical. They didn't really go out of their way to take cheap shots. It was just within the game, they played rough, they played tough. That's kind of who they are. So I think it'll be, the problem is the Panthers will frustrate the shit out of you because they can defend you and then they can score on you. So they're skilled and they're physical. That's a pain in the ass to deal with. You're either or. To be both, it's really sweet in hockey. And somehow or another, Bill Zito has been able to build a team that is both. So they frustrate the shit out of you because they match you with your skill in the skating, and then they can also punch you in the mouth, which is just something that's just not normal. It's not really normal. It's not common that teams are built that way all over the NHL. They usually have either or, and they're short in one of the other areas when they lack it. Not the Panthers.
They just don't lack any of that, dude. Their toughness is awesome. The Marley movie was a view from the Marley side. A lot of stuff was left out, but maybe because of time, it would be too long. Okay. Code Red is in full effect. No one breaks Barkov's jaw, bro. Well, they didn't break his jaw, right? Did they say that? No, right? I didn't see no jaw broken. I mean, I know it went up high, but we don't even know if he has a concussion. Agree, Big O. Elvis movie sucked chunks. Okay, so you guys are agreeing with me pretty much on the Elvis movie. Okay. Hit it with a big O bong. There you go. That's what Frankie says. Let's do it. McDavid, we coming for you. That's right. Hey, Biggie, where's the parade going to be? Like I said, Fort Lauderdale. Starting in Las Olas. Take it up US 1. Right up to War Memorial, where the new practice rink is. That's what I say. Because you're closer to the east and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? If the Panthers are smart, they have 3 parades. They have one in Dade, they have one in Broward, and they have one in Palm Beach. That to me is what makes sense if you're the Panthers. You know, endear yourself to the entire community. Go a little extra. Do a little extra here. You know? And because our town is so, you know it's Broward for sure. That's their home. That's the county that works with them. There's different cities and municipalities are working with them. So they deserve the parade first and foremost. And in the only place, if you're only going to do it in one place, it's definitely going to be in Broward. Okay? But if I'm the Panthers, I would do something in Miami and I would do something in West Palm. I think that makes a lot of sense. I know it's not an easy thing to do, not an easy thing to pull off, but because you're in the middle of trying to grow the sport and endear yourself to everybody, it would be cool for people in Dade and Palm Beach to kind of experience it. And then that's another way for them to connect with the team. And that's another way for you to create even more buzz for next year, you know? So a 3-county parade might be a really cool thing to do, you know, if you're the Florida Panthers. So just, just throwing it out there. Could be an option. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget, folks, the great people at Acura of Pembroke Pines, which will be there on Friday, broadcasting live, proud sponsors of our program at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. And go check it out right now, folks. They are celebrating their 16th anniversary, man. That's pretty cool. They've been with us, I think, about at least 14, 15 of those years. And by the way, the ZDX is in. So if you want to get electrified, you can go check it out now. You can go drive it. It is an absolutely amazing vehicle, beautiful vehicle. And right now for their 16th anniversary, they've got 3.9% financing going on for 60 months. And the 2024 Integra is $319. The RDX 2024 is $419. And, you know, we can tell you about the RDX in our family because we've had a couple RDXs. My wife currently drives an RDX, and she has put that car through hell, and it is still running. Hell and back, dude, okay? So they've been with us so long, she won't sell it. She won't get rid of it. But I'm going to force her next year to get rid of it. She's had it since 2010. That's all you need to know, dude. And it's gone through a child and everything, growing up in it and all that. So it's gotten beaten up really good. And that's where I tell you that when it comes to Acuras, I would still have my TSX right now if I did not total it. And that was just my fault that I screwed up, in the accident.
Luckily, nothing happened to me, but that TSX was in perfect condition. So it's one of the best vehicles I've ever had in my life, and that's because Acuras are built so well. Go experience it for yourself, whether it's new or certified pre-owned. 15601 Pines Boulevard. Go see my guys, Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone. Absolutely amazing people at Craig Zinn's. Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right, let's get to a little Dolphins talk with the one and only David Fones and our Welt and Rheaume Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Rheaume Miami Dolphins report with David Fones is in session.
Welt and Rheaume has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Fones.
All right. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning. Excited about a 2-0 series lead for the Panthers in the Stanley Cup final. First time in franchise history, 2 wins away from a Stanley Cup, so it's exciting times.
Yeah, toughness, man. Toughness. We talked about the Dolphins in winter games, which, by the way, for you newbie Dolphin fans out there, just so you'll know, the Dolphins have sucked in that condition for 40 years. Just so you'll know, okay? The Dolphins don't play well in those conditions. The last time they played well, I think I was in attendance, okay? And we Don Beebe broke his leg, and we were at Orchard Park, and I was there with my girlfriend, now wife. This was, well over 30 years ago, obviously. This was the snow game and all that kind of stuff. So this is a long time ago in the 90s. And that's the last game I remember in the cold that the Dolphins played one, lost. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something that they have done for a long time, but toughness is a key in any sport. You know what I'm saying? Whether we talk about the Heat, when they've had success, it's because they brought a level of toughness. We see the Panthers, they're here because they're tough now. A couple years ago, they were a bunch of freaking wussies, and they would get pushed around and they did not punch back. Now they're so physical. They didn't even get physical with them yesterday, and they got them out of their game yesterday, which is really good.
Yeah, and I'm no hockey expert, but yeah, that goes back to that Kachuk trade a couple of years ago. That was the hot topic back then. And then they didn't have as many wins in the regular season coming off that, but then had that successful postseason run last year. You see how that style wins in the playoffs now 2 years running, where this team makes deep runs as opposed to going out early to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I remember covering one of those series as well when I was the Hurricanes, right? And then I filled in on some Panthers coverage for us.
The sad part about that is it sucks to lose, but losing to the Lightning really wasn't like something like terrible. You know what I'm saying? Because damn, they were dominant, bro. Yeah. Dominant.
Those brackets just wouldn't work out for the Panthers. Having them so early in the postseason, that was always a tough draw.
Right, and that's the thing. But the good thing about that is that it showed them this is the standard, dude.
Yeah.
So this is your standard to get out of the state. Forget trying to win a cup. No. You just want to get out of the state. You got to beat the team that's right in your state because, you do that. Now you've got a shot at winning a title. You know what I'm saying? The stat yesterday, the Panthers allowed 200 goals this year. They allowed 270 last year. Dude, that's a lot to cut out from last year. 70 goals. That's nearly a third of your goals almost, man. It's probably like 28% or something of your goals that you've eliminated. That's impressive right there.
And it's telling how they get opponents out of their game. Like Edmonton now is taking cheap shots to keep up. The Boston series, I remember that going on as well. So, yeah. And then you bring it full circle with the Dolphins and them having to toughen up. Well, I mean, they made some moves of guys who have played in that kind of way. They bring Jordan Poyer from Buffalo. And then now I'm sure we're going to talk about that they just signed another safety, but but like what other free agent moves? Like,
Brooks
Seattle. Anthony Walker was in Cleveland.
Yeah, Brooks is going to be more physical than Baker.
Right.
Brooks was, I think, this is just me. Like I've said before, Brooks is your Josh Allen spy. That's not only because they needed a physical linebacker in there, but they also needed an athletic linebacker in there. And so I think he adds a level of physicality, to them. Poyer, like you said, that's a great point on your part. He's going to bring a level of physicality also, to that safety position. They did sign a whole bunch of defensive tackles, and Weaver talked about coming at waves. And so, that's something that you would hope that tone is going to, kind of change. For me, look, dude, I don't get caught up as much as everybody else does about the whole thing at the end of the year, the last 2 years, because in the end, I think you would be more physical. And quite frankly, I think the people that say, oh, you took a step back this year. I'm like, no, dude, they didn't take a step back. They're better this year. All they have to do is be healthy at the end of the year. To me, that's really been what's hurt you. Your entire linebacking core, your two pass rushers, your corner was a shell of himself. Your safety was playing with two bad knees. I mean, there was no way of you being physical when you're that injured. Your offensive line was, shredded. The year before was the same shit. You had no secondary whatsoever. Your offensive line was, dog shit. There was so much going on at times. To me, that's been more the problem, that I think you'll have a chance to be more physical if you're actually healthy at the end of the year.
Yeah, actually healthy. And then you mentioned the D-line coming in waves. That's going to keep these guys fresh. So it's not going to be as dependent on a Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer combination playing 90+% of snaps. So, which, I mean, they always, granted, they always brought it and always had that presence to them. So, yeah, you can never fault those guys. That was a great tandem. But maybe now taking this different approach will just net some greater results in just maximizing what they provide for the snaps that these guys are on the field. And it's funny, yeah, we mentioned Jordan Brooks. I did a spot last week with a Seattle radio station because they wanted some insight on Jerome Baker. So they basically just interviewed me entirely about Jerome Baker. And then, we brought up early how it was basically a swap of linebackers, Jerome Baker for Jordan Brooks. And then when they asked me, what's the take? What are the takes in South Florida about who won this essential trade? And I started off by saying, well, I'm sure in Seattle, everyone's probably saying you guys won it with Jerome Baker, but down here, and they said, I don't know if we think that. So, both in Miami and in Seattle, they feel Jordan Brooks was the better of the two. So, that's telling when even they say it over there.
Dude, if you know football. Baker's a nice player. Brooks is a better player, dude. Yeah. He's a better player. That was a good move. Fuller's a better player than X is right now. Okay? He just is. X cannot physically do what he used to do anymore. And Lord knows his baggage. Woo, doggy. Wow, you still getting any emails of people want X back or regretting that they didn't bring him back? Or you getting any more of those, David Fones?
I'm not getting. I don't know how many of those I was getting, but yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not seeing them right now. Yeah, I mean, off the field issues, I think the Dolphins deal with enough with Tyreek Hill. Two, they don't need anymore. Yeah, you're right there. And that was a good point you mentioned on Brooks about Josh Allen spy, because I mean, you have to also make moves to beat the team that you need to get past in order to have your postseason success. So how do you find postseason success? Well, first of all, play at home in the wild card round and divisional round by winning the division first and foremost. And you're going to have to get over Josh Allen and the Bills in the regular season to win the division and play at home in the postseason. So you don't have to go into sub-zero temperatures on wild card weekend.
Yeah, no. And that's what I've been saying about
about him signed him. They signed him specifically because of Josh Allen, man. So, all right, let's get into Marcus May. No, I'm not getting into X with him. Who cares already? Let's move on, all right? Plus, it's not the Dolphins' problem anymore. That's his damn problem that he'll be broke very shortly with all the legal issues and the baby mamas. By the way, Tyreek, you'll be broke too on your pace too. Let's go with safety, Marcus May. I actually like this signing because I think it's kind of an under the radar signing. I think he's a better player than people think. He's actually had some, bad luck the last couple years with the suspension and the injury and all that. But he has a shit ton of experience. He can back up both safeties. And I think after these mini camps, they weren't happy with the third option at safety. So when they do run three safeties, I think you just signed your third safety. I think he's going to be the third safety and the backup to Poyer and to Holland. And at the same time, Poyer is up there in years. So if you want to give him a little bit of a breather on a series or two, you can use Marcus May. That's the way I kind of view him. How do you view it?
Yeah, certainly. He's a bona fide starter. I mean, every game he's played in the NFL, he has started. So that's been him, his career, his time with the Jets, time with the Saints. So, yeah, some shoulder injuries last year. But, man, if you guys remember that really impressive 2020 interception against the Dolphins, he pinned it against his backside on a deep ball to Preston Williams. That was him on that highlight. So maybe Dolphins fans remember his name from that highlight of a play. But, yeah, I mean, the Dolphins with Elijah Campbell sort of as that top backup safety behind Javon Holland and Jordan Poyer. We all knew they needed someone, needed to make a move there. Trying the cross-training also with Nick Needham, who can play in the nickel, trying to get some more safety work in there as well. So I think, yeah, the Dolphins saw what they had at safety. They saw everything because they had Poyer and Holland and the backup. So I think they saw the waves, the different teams, different units that the Dolphins have on that last line of defense. And probably came away from OTAs and minicamp feeling, yeah, we do need someone who's a player that's capable as a bona fide starter, but now in his 30s, so he can be a rotational player, and we all know Anthony Weaver probably can find some ways to mix and match with those three safeties. So a good pickup, and you talk about under the radar. It's that's about as under the radar as it gets when you drop it in the second period of the Stanley Cup final game, and then just really fly under the radar in South Florida. Just all right, we sneak this one in, and it's not. It's not a move of the caliber of Justin Simmons going after him, but it's a piece that you can now mix and match with the safety group that you already have.
And again, it kind of goes with their theme, versatility. He's a guy that can play free. He can play strong. So you can kind of mix it up a little bit with him at the same time. And I think that's kind of been the theme with them on defense, that Weaver wants guys that have some versatility to them. So that way, he can be versatile as a defensive coordinator in calling, obviously, different kinds of sets out there. And so it's clear that he is going to change the looks of that defense throughout a game because he continues to add players that have multiple, that are versatile, in other words.
Well, think about it. If you have Jalen Ramsey as the ultimate chess piece, as Anthony Weaver has called him, then that means when you move Jalen Ramsey around, then other guys are also going to have to move around. So it's not just like you can't just move Jalen Ramsey by himself and then everyone else does the same thing. So there's other moving parts that go with that. That's actually part of why maybe Vic Fangio wasn't moving guys around last year, is that then different other guys have to change what they have to do. So, and he wanted to keep it the same as often as possible. Whereas now you get different guys with versatility, and then you don't worry about, well, when I move one guy, is another guy going to be in an uncomfortable position? No, you have guys who are versatile and can line up in different places.
And like I told you, Holland will be the same thing. Yeah. You're going to watch Holland be you're going to see him and Jalen Ramsey are going to be moved around all over the place. And I think Javon Holland, that's why I talked about how Weaver's already winning by doing what he's doing. Because, look, Javon Holland's going to be a pro no matter what, and so is Jalen Ramsey. They're going to do their jobs. But when this coach comes in and is able to relate to them better than the prior coach, plus he's also going to look at him and say, hey, dude, I know who you are, bro. You can do this and this and this, and I'm going to use you this way. And Jalen's like, all right, dude, thank you for understanding who I am and what I bring, and thank you for doing that. And so it's not that Jalen's going to be a better player. He actually is going to be a better player. That he's going to be a better pro. No, he's still going to be a pro. But you got a better chance of getting more out of a player if you're communicating, reaching them, and understanding who they are. These people aren't stupid, bro. They know what they can do. They know what they can't do. They know what their limitations are, all that kind of stuff. So when a coach doesn't tap into their potential or exposes them and puts them in a place where they shouldn't be, that's where you start losing players. That's where they get pissed off. And so now Javon Holland was kicking rocks, right? The second they fired him. And then when they bring on Weaver, you guys ask, what does he talk about? Oh, he's a great communicator. He's a good person, all of those things. So to me, Weaver is already ahead of Fangio because he has reached these guys already on a mental plane. And then that allows him to go get the max athletically and physically from them. He can ask more from them than Fangio could.
And we learned during minicamp that Weaver already had this head start on exactly this, the communication, the camaraderie building chemistry by organizing these pickup basketball games with the defensive staff. So he got to it right away, gets these basketball games going that have now become a huge thing with the defensive side of the coaching staff, a side that's had so much turnover. Basically it's 8 new coaches on that side when you even go down all the way to the just regular defensive assistant title, aside from position coaches and coordinators, and plus 2 guys that had their roles changed on that side of the staff. So with all that turnover, getting that going, and you see Anthony Weaver over the weekend, he's at game 1 of the Stanley Cup final with Mike McDaniel. They're in the suite after McDaniel banged the drum to start that game. I saw him out and about at the combine with a lot of with a squad of Dolphins coaches. They were all going to the same place at the same time, joking with each other, smiling, laughing. I saw him, out with Mike McDaniel. So you see how he is that kind of communicator, chemistry builder, just from the jump from when he got started, and how it's just over time, over several months, really paid dividends with what Jalen Ramsey has said about him, what Javon Holland has said about him, and these players really identify with him.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. When you look at McDaniel, I forgot which press conference it was this past week, but at one point he said that he felt like he had the right coaches that all are on the same page. And when he got there, it's like anyone that takes over a new business. Yeah, you know what? I don't like this manager. I don't like these employees. I don't like the way they do this here. So when somebody new takes over, they kind of make changes. And then along the way, they got to make some other changes because they're kind of tweaking things along the way. And that's what McDaniel has had to do over the last couple of years. Obviously, 3 different defensive coordinators. One he inherited for continuity purposes, and then that didn't work out. So you made your change, and then that didn't work out. So now you find the guy that has the same kind of skill set when it comes to communication skills that you do. And so, I forgot which press conference it was, but I kind of picked up on it that McDaniel really felt like he now has the staff that everybody is on the same mental plane, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, certainly. And I think in that defensive coordinator, because he already had the offensive side sort of set the way he wants it, and that's why they have retained that staff together, even as Frank Smith is offensive coordinator. He's interviewed for some head coaching jobs, but still there. Darrell Bevell has turned down opportunities to get back into the offensive coordinator ranks. We saw that in offseason prior. So he wants to stay here, continue building with Tua Tagovailoa as his quarterback's coach. And then now on the defensive side, I think he gets a guy that's very like-minded to him, whereas he inherited Josh Boyer. So it was a year of keeping that defensive staff that, had success before he got there, and he's an offensive-minded coach. Okay, we get it. The organization wants to keep the defense together, intact as much as possible. Then, all right, so you move on from that. Vic Fangio was sort of like an opposites attract type of relationship where, he's that old school, been coaching since before McDaniel was born type of coach. And then you get, McDaniel, which is very new school. And then sort of, it didn't work out for that one season so much. And then now he's really got someone who's very like-minded as a defensive coach and a guy who's a former player. So he identifies with really everyone in the building, whether it's McDaniel as the head man or all the current players having been in their shoes.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff, man. Overall, so Tua got his contract finally.
Hey, Tagovailoa got his contract. Signed his contract.
I'm sorry. That's right. Tagovailoa got his contract. Yeah, that's right. We might freak people out here. Yes. The Tiger Cats of Hamilton have a Tagovailoa now, huh?
Yeah. So I assume that's now Tua's new favorite CFL team, if he had any favorite CFL team before this.
Yeah. That's funny. By the way, I'm wondering, have the Dolphins ever had a player from the Hamilton Tiger Cats? Because I don't. You know what? I don't even remember. I just thought about this right now. I don't remember where Cam Wake came from. I don't remember where Mark Dixon came from. I know that Ricky went to the Argonauts for a little bit when he came back.
That one, yeah.
But I don't remember. Maybe somebody can help us out there. But because we have had a couple of CFLers come this way. So
upon a quick Google search, Cameron Wake was with the BC Lions.
There you go. That's right. I remember that now.
That'd be British Columbia, right?
How about damn it, the offensive lineman I just said. Come on, man, help me out here. Damn it, he was terrific. Mark Dixon.
All right.
What do you play for? Oh, you got it, Sean?
He's with Montreal.
The Alouettes.
The Alouettes. And he's also with the Baltimore Stallions, and he played in NFL Europe.
Oh, the Stallions. Wow, that's when we had a CFL team in the U.S. Wow, okay. That's pretty cool. Or was that the World League of Baltimore Stallions? I think it might have been the World League. That's what it was.
No, you were right. It does say he says he earned starting positions with the Baltimore Stallions and Montreal Alouettes of the Canadian Football League.
Okay. All right. What did we have another Canadian player come down and play with this? I think I'm missing one. Is there one more?
Javon Holland himself is Canadian, but not CFL.
No. But I almost think that there's one more guy that we picked up from Canada. I forgot. Maybe I'm forgetting who the hell it is overall. All right. So what do you got going on in the slow time here as you're waiting for this tour? By the way, the Marcus May signing, the rookie signing, the Waddle contract, dude, I'm more than convinced that the Tua deal is pretty close to done. They must know exactly what they're paying him pretty much. They're just kind of hammering out some stuff. There's no way you keep doing all this when that contract needs to get done. You know what I'm saying? And that's an enormous deal that you need to know where you stand. I keep thinking this deal is practically done.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be on the doorstep. I think even when Tua expressed his frustration a little bit last week, it was that it just hasn't gotten over the hump. He alluded to significant progress that they have made, but I just wrote about those pickup basketball games that I mentioned. Anthony Weaver's organized, so good stuff there. The Marcus May signing got coverage on that. And then I'm still not sure which storylines that I have left over from camp. I'll throw out there, but there's a bunch of stuff. I mean, we had so many interviews with assistant coaches, so I'll be rolling that out and getting ready for just that moment. Once that moment comes, that TUA contract finally gets signed, sealed, and delivered, then have that ready. So,
you got like 70% of that article written already.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm about to do today, so that I make sure I have it once it's up there. Just last week, it was just so much daily grind. Today, I kind of have a day where, all right, Perk is writing for us today. I can kind of take a step back, and then if the TUA news breaks, whenever that happens, then just have that ready to go.
Yeah, because you guys are going to have most of that article ready. All you got to do is add the particulars, but you'll have the whole storyline and all that crap.
Yeah, all the background, how we got here, and then finally we get that number, and then the context of what other quarterbacks are making, how it compares, all that.
Follow him on Twitter at David Fones _ and make sure you subscribe to the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got it. Welton Rayom, 954-966-4646. Folks, we are in hurricane season. Don't screw around. And listen, it doesn't even have to be a hurricane. We have now storms that just all of a sudden drop several inches of rain because there's a lot of humidity now in the atmosphere, a hell of a lot more than it used to be. And so now the storms are coming and they're worse. So water damage can happen, storm damage can happen, folks, whatever it is, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Listen, they have their own adjusters. So the second you call Welton Rayom, they send over their adjusters, and then they call the insurance company. You never have to deal with the insurance company. No headaches for you. They eliminate all the headaches, and they bring it home for you, baby. They give you that check. Welt and Rayom, 954-966-4646. Anywhere in the state, call them. The consultation's free. So if you're not sure if you have a case, you can find out. 954-966-4646. Hour number 2 is next.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Fones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
There's a new sheriff in town at Toyota of Hollywood. Cash in your chips and get a great deal on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a Corolla, not 24,000, 17,975. Giddy up to the bank and get 2.99% financing on our most popular models. So mosey on down to our western town at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Canes Wear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canes Wear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navaro, exclusively on a Big O radio show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navaro.
All right. How you doing, my man? You doing good?
Doing good, brother. How about you?
Can't complain. Panthers up 2-0, so maybe we get a Stanley Cup celebration here in South Florida. How about that?
That'd be great. I actually keep messing with my youngest daughter, Olivia, who's a big fan of the Panthers. I told her that, you know, she also, these kids nowadays, they get these Stanley Cups, you know, the ones that are like they maintain your drink really cold. She's a big fan of those big coolers. So I told her, I said, if the Panthers win, everybody in the state gets a free Stanley Cup. So she's under this belief that people are gonna make off with the ones that she likes to collect. So
okay, all right, I like that.
Have a little fun with her.
Is she enjoying hockey?
She does. I took her to a couple of games in the past, and whenever they come on, she'll sit and watch with me. So
it's really the only sport my daughter likes. My daughter loves hockey.
Really?
It's the only one. Yeah, she doesn't really get into football or basketball. She's watching basketball a little bit more, but she really likes, since a kid, and when I would take her, hockey is the only one that, like, she wants to go to a Panthers game. She doesn't tell me, hey, take me to a Dolphins or a Heat or a Marlins game or Inter Miami or anything like that. Well, Inter Miami, now she's older, but, you know, over the years, she didn't really give a shit about any of the other ones. And then she loves the Panthers, and then she also loves when they fight.
Yes. Yeah, I personally think my girls love it because of the AC. It's so cold. They get to wear their little sweaters in there, and they, you know, it's a different experience than going to sweat your butt off at a Dolphins or Hurricanes game.
My daughter's a brown belt in karate. Some about fighting she enjoys.
That she,
I don't know. Yeah, the violence is what gets my daughter going. So I don't know what to tell you. You know, I don't know. Did I fail somewhere or something? You know, it's just one of those things. But yeah, that's what gets her going. So yeah, she wasn't happy yesterday with the Barkov hit. So she wanted to take out Crapsdale herself.
No, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was that wasn't good right there. And she's a brown belt. She might be able to take out Crapsdale. That's for sure.
We might have to send her to Edmonton, right?
Yeah. We might have to. Yeah, we send my daughter. She's the new enforcer. Is what we'll do for the Panthers. All right. So what do we got going on in the world of the Canes this week?
Well, they just picked up their first commitment of the recruiting cycle in terms of the visit period. They picked up a 3-star defensive back. Kid out of the Birmingham, Alabama area, 6'2", 180, which is what I like about him. You need big, long DBs, and So, the DB is the one position that I kind of worry about on this team right now because I don't think the level of talent is where it needs to be. I think that's the one position that they haven't necessarily recruited at an elite level for a very long time. I think Mario had a good class last year. He added some guys to the roster, but I think a lot of the last couple cycles have not been good enough at that DB position. So they like this Timothy Merritt kid. I think he's ranked 451, which is a very high 3-star recruit in the evaluations or the rankings of the 247 composite. So, good player, can play safety, can play slot corner, which, you want that diversity in your defensive back. So good pickup for Mario. Still more work to do. They're far off from being a top 5, top 10 class again, but I know that they're going to get there because they have a really strong NIL system, and he recruits his butt off.
Yeah, and when we talk about corners, man, it almost seems like, and it's weird that you said they haven't recruited at an elite level when everybody's so desperate to go try to land the best corners because everything's a passing league. College, the NFL, I mean, corners, pass rushers are, premium. You need to have those kind of guys. Are you kind of shocked, or what is it about them? Because, the Canes have always had a rich history of having defensive backs, not just corners, but safeties.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. I mean, they obviously they put a lot of their eggs in their basket on Cormani McLean a couple years ago, and of course, we've seen Cormani McLean leave Colorado. Now he's at the University of Florida, and I think they had a chance to probably get some other guys that they weren't able to bring in, but they put all their eggs in that basket, and they lost out on him. And then, like I said, last cycle I thought they did better. Zaquan Patterson is I think he's going to be a stud. He's another Cam Kitchens type to me, a guy that makes plays all over the field, but he's a true freshman. Isaiah Thomas, another kid that's a Canadian kid, has a lot of gifts. They got a kid, Dylan Day, out of Louisiana, but they're all true freshmen, and you know how that is, though. Like those guys, very rarely do they come in and make an immediate impact. So that's what I mean. I think it's the previous cycles, the 22 class, the 21 class. Like they didn't do a good enough job, and that's where you're going to see, I think, why they had to go to the transfer portal to bring guys in, because those other guys that they recruited weren't good enough.
Yeah, no, I get that, but you figure, the transfer portal, they would be able to pick up, somebody, because like you just said, they have a strong NIL, so that's just something. And it's weird because corner hasn't been, it's been a problem for them the last couple of years. It's kind of been an issue for them. They haven't had a great secondary in a while. When was the last great secondary? The Canes?
Well, you could definitely argue the 2017 season when they started 10-0. I mean, they had a couple of guys, Sheldrick Redwine, Jaquan Johnson. They had guys that were drafted. I think they had 3 or 4 guys in that secondary that were drafted.
They were. Those guys are pretty good. Yeah.
But that's kind of the last time. And then last year you basically had Cam Kitchens back there. The last couple of years he's obviously been a ball hawk, but there were plenty of moments where they gave up big plays. So, but look, they have a really good front seven, and I think the secret to this year's success is going to be putting pressure on the quarterback. And they have one of the best defensive lines, or they should have one of the best defensive lines in college football. That should make your DBs look a little better.
Let's hope so, man, because the DBs lately have not been, up to snuff. All right, what else does Mario? What else is Mario working on over the next week or two? Any recruiting?
Yeah, more visitors. I mean, they're going to have a couple big time receivers. Yeah, a lot more recruiting. A couple big time visitors. This week, Jamie French is a kid out of the Jacksonville area. 5-star kid. Reminds me a lot of Marvin Harrison, not Marvin Harrison Jr., but Marvin Harrison, the father, when I watched him play in the state championship this past season. Just a good player, smart player. They just finished winning the OT7 7-on-7 national championship. I was up in Tampa for that. I told you I was driving up on Friday for that.
That's the kid that's on the front page of your
of the Athletic. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, big time kid. I think he's got a great relationship with Kevin Beard. Kevin Beard, who I think is one of the best recruiters in the country, just at building relationships with guys. He's here this week. visiting French's, as well as some of his other teammates. Vernell Brown, a kid out of the Orlando Jones area. I think Miami has a much better shot at French than they do Vernell Brown, but look, this is the way it goes. You don't get everybody. And then this coming weekend is a big weekend. They're going to have the top player in the state, DJ Pickett, a big-time DB. Again, another huge need, right? If Miami's going to turn the corner, they got to get the 5-star DBs who have been going to Alabama and Georgia and leaving the state to stay home. So big recruiting weekend. But, look, again, this is a marathon, not a sprint. I like to tell people, just because you get a commitment over the summertime, it means jack shit. I mean, you gotta go out there and win games in the fall, or these kids, hey, this coach is getting fired, or this coordinator is getting fired, and this is what I'm not going there anymore. So as long as Miami follows through in the fall and they have a good year, I think they're going to get a lot of the kids they want.
All right, let's hope so, man, because they certainly need to start winning and winning big here in the process.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what do you got going on in the athletics so folks can check you out?
Yeah, just got us. We're gonna have an ACC mailbag. We're gonna answer a bunch of ACC questions. Grace Rayner and I, my colleague, she covered Clemson for many years. I'm obviously covering Miami and Florida State and the state here in Florida. So we'll have an ACC mailbag coming out tomorrow. We'll have another one next week. Actually, I'm going to be doing a feature story on the nephew of Kobe Bryant, who is a elite safety out of Las Vegas. I got a chance to watch him up in Tampa this past weekend. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. Really, really good special player, and kind of an interesting story, obviously, because his mom was Kobe's sister, and family went through a lot. So I'll have a story on that to read later this week.
By the way, a little bit off the beaten path, what'd you think of the Dan Hurley story? Because for me, I think he made the right decision. He reminds me of Bill Musselman. And Bill was a really intense guy. And then when he got to the pros, his intensity was just too much for professionals. And I think today's professionals are even more touchier than those professionals that Bill Musselman was dealing with. Dan Hurley is a fucking maniac. I don't think he would work well with NBA players. And I saw the follow-up story.
I mean,
that Kentucky offered him $11 million, which holy shit, that's crazy. But I gotta say, I think Dan did the right thing. I think he's a college guy. He's not an NBA guy, but that's just me. Whatever. What do you think?
Well, I was going to ask you who is the last college coach that went to the NBA and won big? I guess the guy who was with the Celtics. I guess he became a GM and.
Yeah, but he didn't
win a championship, but he took them to the finals, right?
Yeah, he came up short, actually. He was coming up short. Brad Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
But the last college coach.
Brad Stevens, right. That's the only one I can think of.
I don't remember.
Feels like an entirely different sport. Oh, college basketball, pro basketball.
Yes. And it's just.
It just doesn't correlate. It doesn't correlate.
No, well, it could if you have the personality for it. That maybe, but Dan Hurley, are you out of your mind?
Yeah, that's not
that guy.
Right.
No, bro, that guy's too wound tight that you thought he wouldn't make it even in college as it is.
Right.
I think he would wear out on NBA players. Billy Donovan's done all right, but nothing special. And he was a great college coach. You know what I'm saying?
Can we just call this what it was? The Lakers trying to appease LeBron James. The Lakers trying to appease LeBron. That's all it was.
No, but the LeBron and JJ Redick was the one because they're podcast partners. Mm-hmm. So now Redick gets back into the mix. Hurley was more of their long term because they were only going to keep LeBron for a year. And because he's leaving soon. And so then Hurley would then stay on. So Hurley would have to deal with
LeBron wants that for his son, is what I'm saying.
Oh, maybe.
Right. But I'm saying I think LeBron wanted that for his son. I think that's all it was. That's the way I saw it. I saw this as LeBron trying to move on to the next phase of his life, which is giving my son the best possible developmental coach, maybe, in his mind.
Yeah. That's interesting. I don't know. Do you view Bronny? I don't even know how you view Bronny yet. I haven't seen enough.
I don't think he's an NBA player.
Yeah, that's
I don't
where
think he's
I would.
an NBA player.
Yeah, so to me, he's not high enough on the pecking order to be worried about a future first, bro. See if you can even make the damn league. You know what I'm saying? By the way, it's got to suck to be LeBron's kid. You know, Michael's kid, whatever.
The amount of pressure.
Yeah, dude, you see it all the time in your beat. All those guys fail. Highsmith's
Look at how many Hurricanes. Yeah, all of them. All
of them fail, dude. All of them.
Because they're raised in an entirely different environment than what their fathers were raised in. Their fathers grew up hungry. They grew up with bellies full. That's the bottom line. That's why it's different.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navaro and catch his work there at The Athletic. Manny, as always, appreciate you. We'll catch up on Friday.
All right, brother. Take care.
Thank you, sir. There you go. The great Manny Navaro getting it done. And don't forget, Brett and all the great people there will get it done too. Jeff, John, all the folks out there at Canesware will be there next Wednesday. Okay, tomorrow we'll be at Toyota of Hollywood, but next Wednesday we'll be at Canesware. Use our code BIG010 so you can get 10% off online or in person. And online, if you order over $200, over $100, you will get free shipping. So go to Canesware.com.
Welcome to Canesware. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Canesware has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at Canesware.com. Canesware, the spot Miami fans shop.
All right. Come on, man. We are 41 away from 200. And there's 177 of you watching right now. I know there's easily 41 of you that have not hit that like button. Let's go 200. Let's get to 200. You guys are doing an awesome job. You're at 159 already. That is absolutely fantastic. True Fin Fan said, it's been a while since I've been looking forward this much for a Cane season. Feels like a year Miami balls out. I hope so.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Some NFL news, I guess, if you want to call it that. But I wanted to get your take because Aaron Rodgers is not attending minicamp. It is not excused per Salah. Therefore, it is subject to fine. Salah said Rodgers had a previous engagement and that the event is important to him. Rodgers has attended all the OTAs. In fact, he was present yesterday for photo day, but no minicamp.
Their season is over.
Done.
That's it. Done. Forget about it. Why even show up? He didn't come today to minicamp. It's over. My Lord, he's missing a minicamp? Jesus, this is really, really bad in Jets land. My God. Are they lined up on bridges and buildings all over the place to jump off? Is that what they're doing right now? So what did he have to do? Did he have to go to a darkness retreat? I don't know. What's important to him? Is he trying to be vice president part-time or something? Did he go meet with RFK? Well, what's important to him? What is it? I'm so interested to find out what's important to him. You know, because something tells me it'll be something goofy. Because that's who he is. We're up to 166. Let's go. 34 likes to get to 200. Come on, baby. Do it. Bronny needs to go back to college and improve his b-ball skills. He has no business entering this year's draft. Well, you know, he had the heart thing, so might as well try it now. You know what I'm saying? By the way, what's it called? Damn it. Now I'm brain farting. Jay, thank you. He sent me an article from the great Alan Poupart and Marcus Thigpen, the kick returner. He was from the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Brandon Ayabandejo, BC Lions, not the Tiger Cats. OJ Brigance, Sam Aguavon, also CFLers. But the Tiger Cats, it was Marcus Thigpen, the guy that came from the Tiger Cats. So that's what I was thinking of. So thank you for sending that to me. There you go. It takes a Canadian to write about Canadian football players in Alan Poupart. Anyway, let's get to a couple of things here to talk about. Remember, tomorrow we're going to be at Toyota of Hollywood. Thursday we'll be at Hialeah Park. Friday we'll be at Acura of Pembroke Pines. So 3 straight days of travel for us, okay? Just to make sure you all know out there. Cutter's Edge Pro. Let's tell you a little bit about Cutter's Edge Pro. William Quigley and the great people at Cutter's Edge Pro. They know how to get it done, folks. They do it all. Landscape, outdoor lighting, irrigation, artificial turf. And I'm telling you, as a person that owns 4 dogs, they love the artificial turf, and we love the artificial turf because it's really easy to maintain, and it looks beautiful every single day. You never have to cut it. You don't have to water it because you don't have to grow the grass because it just stays right there, man. It is beautiful. And that saves you money in the long run because as, you know, the months and the years go on, that's a lot of water to water your grass. You know, cutting the grass. What do? We do it like what, every 10, 14 days, 17 days here in South Florida. On the rainy season, by every 10, 12, 14 days, you're cutting the grass because it's growing like weeds, dude. That thing gets out of control during the rainy season now. So call Cutter's Edge Pro, and if you have dogs like we do, you're going to love the artificial turf. I will swear by it. And, you know, I saw this interesting story. I forgot what channel it was, but this couple that spends like about $100 in their electricity bill. And one of the reasons why, their house is full of trees all over. So it's constantly, you know, shade in their home, shade around their home. So that way it also cools down the home. You know, landscaping is so important. It also increases the value of your home. The landscaping also protects your home when it comes to storms. All of those things. Cutter's Edge Pro can help you out in so many different ways. And it's going to help your lifestyle out. It could help you save electricity by, you know, putting some landscaping and cooling down your home at the same time. And let me tell you, it increases the value of your home. And by the way, we are in hurricane season. So if you do have branches and trees that are hanging on your roof and wires and all that, don't go getting up on ladders. Call the people at Cutter's Edge Pro. 954-472-0622. Great people. Cutter's Edge Pro. I hit the thumbs up on 2 accounts, so that's 2 thumbs up from me from both computers. Thank you. You are the man, NorCal. You've always been the man, dude. Love you, brother. We are 30 away from 200. 30 away. I know that all 170 that are watching right now have not hit the like button. So, come on. Come on. We got to see 200 before we go. Okay? Need to see 200. All right, let's get to a little Dolphins talk. First of all, they add safety Marcus May. This is a good move. This is a good player. He's had a couple of negative breaks here the last couple of years with the injury, and then he also what's that called for not substance abuse, it's performance enhancing, that he got suspended for a couple of games. And that's because he was trying to come back from an injury like a lot of them do and trying to hurry the thing up and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, but overall, good player, man. Has started 77 games in his career. Okay, so this is not, a guy that doesn't have experience. He has a lot of experience. And what I love about this pickup is that he has versatility. He can play strong and he can play free. So it helps both ways. He can back up both of your safeties. He can give Poyer a rest, which is really important because Poyer's up at 33 years old. And then when you want to run a 3-safety set, I think Marcus May is the guy that's going to get the inside track over Elijah Campbell and some of the other guys, Nick Needham, trying to become that 3rd safety. I think that's why they signed him also. After going through a couple of mini camps, they kind of felt, nah, we need some help here, some depth. So they went and got a safety. Listen, we kind of been talking about that 3rd safety for a while now, because if Weaver is going to run some of that they do in Baltimore, then they were going to need that 3rd safety. But your safeties are kind of experimental safeties. Elijah Campbell's still a guy that is trying to establish himself, although I got to tell you, I like Elijah Campbell. I really do. I think he can play. Now, maybe they think he can play too, but because he hasn't necessarily crossed the threshold completely, let's go get a guy that has some experience and has that potential. So just in case Elijah Campbell can't come through, then Marcus May, maybe we can lean on him. Or if Marcus is, ready to go, then maybe he becomes the starter. So I wouldn't rule out Elijah Campbell yet. I would rule out Nick Needham. Okay, I think Needham's more of a corner than he is a safety. But I would give Elijah Campbell a chance here. But this tells me that they weren't convinced, and that's why they brought in Marcus May. So to me, I really like this. So your 3rd safety, your backup for Poyer or giving rest to Poyer. You're in a route and you're comfortable. You can pull out your Javon Holland, and he can play for Javon Holland also. Oh, so it really, the versatility that May brings to the table is also a real plus for your roster, because instead of you having a backup strong and a backup free, now you have a guy that can actually play both. That's a real positive. So if any of your young guys, if the McMorris kid or somebody else starts to shine, then you have a spot and you might be able to keep them there for safety purposes, for depth purposes. So the Marcus May signing at this point in the season, it's a good signing overall for the Miami Dolphins. I really like it. By the way, we're going to be at Toyota of Hollywood tomorrow. So come on out and join us over at Toyota of Hollywood. I drive a Camry every single day. I've been telling you about Toyota of Hollywood for a long time. And Herbie Lopez does an excellent job out there. They've always got it going on at Toyota of Hollywood. It's loaded with 2,000 vehicles, 1,200 new vehicles. And as a customer, you're going to love the fact that you're going to go to a place where you actually have a great selection, and service is something that they strive. I mean, really, they really want to listen to you and take care of you. So that's why I tell you all the time about Toyota of Hollywood. That's why I drive a Camry. I've had 2 Camrys and a Corolla in my lifetime. So I'm a strong believer of Toyota's vehicles. 1841 North State Road 7. It's on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan Street. And folks, they've got 2.75% financing right now, 4 years, 0 down. And check out the inventory. So if you're looking for a Corolla, you'll get to pick the Corolla you really want, the Camry you really want, folks. So check it out at Toyota of Hollywood, and we will be there tomorrow. All right. Eddie left. Maybe he's listening to the Big O show. Let's see. Big O, who could have thought a Rodriguez is killing it in hockey, but a bunch of Miami bought the jersey. My theory, Gonzalez, Garcias, Rodriguez, and the Gomez's are all related. That's it. We're all related. Rodriguez knows that he had to score goals because he's in a Hispanic town. So in honor of Hispanics, the Panthers also know that they've got to give it to Rodriguez. Although right now he's solidly in second place for the MVP of the Stanley Cup because Bob's getting it. Bob right now is the lead guy for the Stanley Cup, for the MVP of the Stanley Cup playoffs. But Mr. Rodriguez is number 2 right now. Okay. What's 2.75%? Wow. What happened there, Ryan? What am I missing? What happened? Did Bitcoin go up 2.75% right now? Is that what happened? I don't know. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Bitcoin's at 66,825. Take advantage. Don't have the soft hands. Hang on. Add more Bitcoin. Not a financial advisor. But, let's get to, before I get to my lead Dolphin story today that I want to talk about, let's go to a little music, a little entertainment. Let's start with that. A little birthdays, all kinds of stuff. All right, let's start off with musicians born on this date. Kodak Black, that idiot, was born on this date in 1997, known as Bill Kahan Capri, and known as a freaking moron that gets arrested all the damn time. Let's see who else. Robert Birch, the singer for the Stereo MCs. Nice. Born on this date in 1961. Johnny Neal, American vocalist, songwriter, worked with the Allman Brothers Band, Government Mule, Michael McDonald, and Dickie Betts. I don't know who he is. Donnie Van Zandt, I do know, American rock vocalist, guitarist, best known for being a member of 38 Special. Donnie, Ronnie, and Johnny Van Zandt. Donnie is the other one. By the way, Ronnie was the original singer of Lynyrd Skynyrd, who passed away in 1977. Who else? Frank Beard, American drummer with ZZ Top, the only guy without a beard on the band. Although we lost Dusty Hill. He's no longer with us. Frank Beard was born in 1949 on this date. Glenn Leonard, soul singer for the R&B group The Temptations, born on this date in 1947. John Lawton from the rock band Uriah Heep, born in 1946. That's the musicians. Let's go with birthdays overall. Who do we have? Let's see. Shia LaBeouf is 38. Peter Dinklage is 55. Claire Holt, 36. All actors, by the way, I just mentioned. Another actor, Gene Wilder, was born in this state in 1933. We lost him in 2016. Hugh Laurie, another actor, 65. Diana Taurasi, 42. She'll be on the, I think she's on the Olympic team, Diana Taurasi. She's like the one that they, the honorary one. Let's see. Joe Montana is 68. Who else? Celebrating birthdays today. Joshua Jackson, actor, is 46. Excellent actor. He does an excellent job. Any wrestlers, Sean? Because I didn't see any on this list, my man.
Yes, one is Hikaru Shida. She's with AEW. She was born in 1988 on this day.
All right. Let's go with a little music history. On June 11th in 1988, Nelson Mandela's 70th birthday tribute concert took place at Wembley Stadium in London. It saw performances from Phil Collins, Eric Clapton, the Eurythmics, Dire Straits, and many others. It was broadcasted live and had an estimated audience of 1 billion people. Damn. In 96, on this date, Metallica became one of the first bands to ever stream a show online when they broadcasted their gig from a small San Francisco club over the internet. In 2001, Paul McCartney married Heather Mills at a church in Ireland. Among the guests were Ringo Starr, David Gilmour, and Chrissie Hynde. They separated 5 years later. In 2011, Pink Floyd's 73 album, The Dark Side of the Moon, re-entered the Billboard 200 at number 47 and reached a milestone 1,000 weeks on the charts. It's amazing. In 66 on this date, the Rolling Stones started a 2-week run on the singles charts with Paint It Black. In 98, Stone Temple Pilots singer Scott Weiland skipped a scheduled court date in L.A. and checked himself into a drug facility. The hearing was over a charge of possession of heroin. No longer with us, man. In 2004, supremely talented too. In 2004, Courtney Love, forget it. I don't read anything Courtney Love. Forget that. Forgot about that. I have Courtney Love and the Marlins banned from this show. So, sorry. But no interest in reading anything Courtney Love. How am I disrespecting Kodak Black? Kodak Black is a fucking moron, dude. What's their disrespect? That guy's useless, bro. Guy's constantly doing stupid shit, illegal shit, criminal shit. It's no disrespect, dude. He's a lowlife, bro. Why? Because you like his music, dude? Is that what it is? Oh, hurt your feelings? Anyway. Maybe the punk should grow up. Or maybe they should keep him in jail so maybe he'll learn some hard lessons in jail. It's probably what he needs. A couple of ass kickings. You know what I'm saying? Because that guy's nothing but a punk. I'm Cuban, but I don't give a crap where you're from. I'm Hispanic. I'm rooting for you no matter what. Is the Rodriguez guy even Hispanic? He's not Hispanic, right? Sean, look up where Evan Rodriguez was born. That dude's not Hispanic. Just the name sounds it, but he's not Hispanic. I don't believe he's Hispanic. He's probably a European dude that has some kind of distant relative or something. He probably couldn't say one word in Spanish. The wife wants to know if you're a Luis Miguel fan. Nope. I actually, when it comes to Spanish music, I don't get into pop music in Spanish. I get into Paquito de Rivera, Jesus Alemani, I get into like Cuban jazz, Latin jazz, fusion, that kind of stuff. I'll get into Conjunto Universal, stuff like that. I do like what's the salsa woman, man? What's her name? She's no longer with us, man. I like some of that kind of stuff, but the pop music, the Spanish pop music, nah. Pimpinela and stuff like that. No, I can't get into that. Braulio and stuff. I can't get into that shit. Yeah, no, cannot. Celia Cruz is what I was thinking about. But yeah, I could get into some of that kind of stuff, older stuff like that, because it's danceable stuff. You know what I'm saying? The stuff I used to listen to and quinces and shit like that. That kind of Spanish music. Mira la bolita como sube y como baja. Ay, como sube. Ay, como baja. You know, shit like that. I can kind of get into because there's dancing to that. You know what I'm saying? But cruise around and listen to Luis Miguel and Pimpinela and shit like that. No, I can't get into that. I can't. I can't take Spanish pop music seriously. I know that sounds very insulting. I understand, but it just doesn't jive with my body. And when I listen to it, I just can't. Now, listen, I'm kind of, I don't like Beyonce and Taylor Swift and shit like that either. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe that's just the way I am. But if I'm going to listen to Latin music, it'll be like musicians is what I'll listen to. I'll listen to people that will jam. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to listen to when it comes to Spanish music. That's kind of who I am. A gran combo. That now you're talking, but that's this kind of shit that you dance to. Yes. Yeah. That kind of stuff I can deal, but I'm only listening to it while I'm dancing, while I'm at a party or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really cruising around and listening to, a gran combo or Hanso and Raul. That will be something that I'm dancing to Hanso and Raul at una fiesta, as we say, or, end of the year or something. We're eating a little pig and go out with the wife on the dance floor, un danzón, un merengue, I can do all of that, so I was on many quinces when I was young, brother. I mean, listen, people my age, guys my age, okay, we knew that like when you're 12 and 14 and 16 and 15, although once I got to 15 and 16, I was kind of clubbing already, but that's a whole different ballgame. But normally you're not really clubbing a lot, so what you do is you go to quinces, and that's where you're going to meet the women, and then on top of or the ladies, the girls, and then on top of all of that, the quince practices that you had leading up to the party, you also had a chance to meet some of the babes in the practices, because sometimes maybe you might have been paired with a babe. You never know. So that was a way that we kind of, that was our way of going out, was quinces. And if you were smart, this is me. If you're smart, you tried to get yourself involved in as many quinces as possible because you knew you were going to be involved and there were going to be some ladies. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that us sneaky guys do. It's kind of how we play the game. What can I tell you? Got to get in the quinces. And what was the other? Oh, yeah. In high school, you take home ec. The guys that are slow are like, dude, you're taking home ec. And back then they would, I don't want to use a derogatory 3-letter word that starts with an F and ends with a G, because that's kind of what it used to be back in those days. The Spicoli, those guys are. Anyway, so like, oh, dude, you're taking that? Oh, what a, and you're like, no, you moron. I'm one of 2 guys in a room with 20 girls. Oh, really? Yeah, dumbass. So, you had to, you have to, you got to use your head, bro. Where are the ladies going to be? Home ec. Where are the girls going to be? Quinces. You got to be smart, bro. You got to know how to work it. What's wrong with you people? I laughed at the guys that laughed at me for taking home ec. Anyway. By the way, where is Rodriguez born? Did you get that information?
No, he was born in Canada. I'm just trying to find out because I saw someone in the back said the parents' background is Portuguese, but I don't see
Okay, that makes
anything
sense.
that leads to that. And I saw a picture, but I don't know.
Yeah, I knew that guy. There's not a lick
He was
of
born in Canada.
Yeah, that guy doesn't speak Spanish. Yeah, it's definitely Willie Chirino too, bro. I can jam, listen to Willie and dance a little bit. Yeah. That's classic stuff. It's just I don't get into Latin pop. I just can't get into Latin pop, and I don't get into American pop, dude. It's just it's not my thing. If you notice, I kind of like musicians, so I need to have some kind of skill set in there. And so that's kind of the way I am. Let's see what else. I can see Big O is doing the Macarena. Hey, Macarena. What about the theme song to the Blue Oyster Bar? I think it was called El Bimbo. I don't know what it was called, but that's funny. You just think of Police Academy, right? Is that the one? Right. I remember dudes making pop brownies in home ec. Well, that's not my home ec. There's no way you were going to make pop brownies in my day. There's no way that was going to happen. No shot. The teacher's right there, dude. So, amen from the home ec thing. I did that too. Of course, bro. Of course, Ocala Joe. I mean, only smart guys get it and say, yeah, home ec, this is good. The ratio is really, really good. There's like another guy in the class and the rest are girls. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Let's see. No Talia, Big O? No Talia. Although she's a hottie, that's for sure. I took gymnastics in high school, 5 guys and 18 pretty girls stretching and bending and gyrating for an hour every day, and it helped me in football. I was king of the monkey roll drill. But again, very smart. Yearbook and photography, bunch of women or girls. You were outnumbered in those classes too. Not like home ec. More guys took yearbook and photography, but you were still outnumbered. There were still more girls. And I took all those classes. Damn right. Damn right. Let's see. In high school, you took home ec to meet girls. In college, it was psychology. Nice. There you go. Every time they tried to bust the bus, they would walk in at the wrong time in the bar. Funny movie, bro. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I remember PE with lots of girls in high school. Oh, that wasn't my PE. Not in. I can't speak for that in the 80s. It was more guys than girls in PE. Oh, God, yes. Yes, definitely. If I remember correctly, PE, especially the senior year, because it was optional. Most people didn't take PE except this loser here. I only had 2 requirements. I had English and science. That's it. I didn't even have to take I didn't even have to no, it was English and math. Right, that's what it was. And my math was awesome because it was business math for 1.5 year. I suck at math, by the way. Because once they got to letters, I wanted the hell out. So I only had to take pre-algebra for half a season, for half a year. That's it. No, wait a minute. No. That was my 11th grade year. I didn't take math the senior year. It was English and science. Now that I remember. No math my senior year. 4 electives. Music, A. PE, A. Yearbook, A. Photography, A. not going to tell you what I got in the other two. Just enough to get by. What do I need to get a C? Okay, let's go. That's all I need. I would look around. What do I need to get a C? Okay, let me. What's my average? Okay, I wasn't striving for any. The other ones I would strive for everything because I enjoyed the other ones. I didn't enjoy any. I never really enjoyed like regular school. I enjoyed hanging out. I enjoyed my friends. I enjoyed hitting on girls. I enjoyed skipping. I enjoyed going to the beach. I enjoyed going to parties. I enjoyed going to concerts. The only thing I didn't enjoy was classwork. That's it. If it required classwork, I'm out, bro. I'm done. Done. By the time I got to junior high, which I know it's called middle school now, I strive to do just enough to get by. So, what can I tell you? It might have not paid off for me, but in this case, it didn't hurt me whatsoever. I'm fine. I've had my life. I'm good. I've had my career. I'm good. I'm more than happy. So I guess I didn't have to be this straight A student. One of my favorite salseros is Luis Enrique. Why is it movies they make the teachers a smoke show, but our actual teachers look like Mel Gibson? I did have one hot teacher in high school. Her name was Miss Rodriguez. She was a math teacher, and she was a smoke show. I had her my first year, my sophomore year, because we didn't have ninth grade back in those days. The ninth grade was junior high back in my day. It wasn't teamed up with the high school in those days. So I only had one. I had two in high school. I mean, in elementary. Miss Stoudemire, my second grade teacher, was a good-looking woman. She was like 5'10", freaking Amazon. And then there was another woman, a math teacher. I remember because she had a Miss Gabriel was her name. You remember the hot teachers. Miss Gabriel was her name, and she's a good-looking woman. And the one thing that stood out about her was that she would, chew. That was her sneeze. Chew. And we would just like laugh because it was like a funny-ass sneeze. Miss Gabriel. I remember her. We remember you, hot teachers. I got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. I'm hot for teacher. Oh, yes. Got it bad, so bad. I'm hot for teacher. By the way, the market has got to be bad, right? I have not checked. Let me see. Yeah, market's down. Dow's down 223 points. The S&P's down nearly 16 points. The NASDAQ is down about a quarter of a point. So, figured it would be bad. And Bitcoin right now continues its downward trajectory, 66,295. So soft hands are selling. Soft hands are selling. Remember what you want to do here, because altcoins have taken a bath. Look at Ethereum. It was close to 4,000. Now it's 3,460. Not a financial advisor, but if you're a newbie to this, what you want to do is buy and lower your overall price. Okay? So if you believe in Matic, it's down to 61 cents. If you have it at a higher average, you want to lower it. Okay? If you have Chainlink at a higher average and it's at $14.92, you want to lower it. Jasmine, if you got in just recently at 3.8 or 4, 4.1 or 4.2, well, it's at 3.48 right now. You want to lower it. H-bar, if you got in when it was at 10 cents, 10 and a half cents. Ocala Joe, you're at 8.5. Not a financial advisor, but you want to lower your average is what you want to do now. This is what you do here. If you believe in what you're investing in, if you think it's a great company, if you've done your homework and your research and you believe in it, and these are the moments where you lower your average price. So if these, like I got more shrapnel, I got more Sailor, I got more Neutron, those are lowering my averages. My H-bar I can't lower because that's at 4 or 5 cents. It's at 8.5 right now, but some people got in now. My Polygon's like at 45 cents or 40 cents or something. It's at 61. It's not lowering for me, but some of you may have bought Polygon at 80 or 90 or $1. Now it's at 61. You want to lower it. Maybe you bought Neutron at $1, $1.10, $1.14. Well, now it's at 60 something cents. You want to lower it. Maybe you bought Ethereum at 3,800, 3,900, 3,700. Well, now it's 3,462. This is your opportunity to lower your price. When it comes to Bitcoin, to me, it doesn't matter. Just keep loading up as much as you can. Whatever you can buy in Bitcoin, buy it. I don't care because it's at an enormous buying zone right now. But that's how you play this game. You lower your overall price so when it rebounds, you are going to make even more profit. But you don't panic and sell when it went down. No. If you believed in it and if you did your homework, okay, I'm not a financial advisor, but I believe in shrapnel. So I'm going to lower my price. I believe in Sailor, so I'm going to lower my price. I believe in Neutron, so I'm going to lower my... There was one more. Oh, I'm adding Alethea. It's back down to $0.015, 1.4. I'm adding a little bit more Alethea, liquid intelligence token. That's kind of the, any of the ones that I know that I can lower my average, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So that's how I handle it. You guys do whatever you think is right. All right. Give me 2 minutes. When we come back, the Tyreek Hill situation, it's going to put McDaniel and TUA in something that's very interesting. Very interesting. All right. We're going to talk about this on the other side. And when we come back in 2 minutes, we're at 189. Can we get 11 of you to hit that like button and get us to the magical number of 200 likes? Back with more right here on the Big O Radio Show.
So here's the putting green. See? There you go. Got 2 flags. One was over there where Cutter's Edge Pro. It's not coming out now. Come on. Come on, wind. Give me a little wind. No, unfortunately. But there you go. And this one says Big O here. There you go. So there's my putting green. It's about, I would say about 25 feet, something like that. I get to practice, have a little fun. See? And then, of course, we got, the bunkers. Got to have the bunkers, man. Got all kinds of bunkers there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a taste of our backyard. There's Maiden right there. Maiden. Bono, how you doing, Bono? Bono. He's a Carolina dog, by the way. These dogs are amazing. Their temperaments are awesome. But there is the Sylvester palm, which is just beautiful. All right, call my guys, Will and Mike at Cutter's Edge Pro. They will take care of you. Dogs are not included, okay? Can't include the dogs. Those are mine. But the exceptional work, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yes. Make your home an oasis. CuttersEdgePro.com. Go to their Instagram page, by the way, so you can see a lot of the before and after work that they do. and it is exceptional, baby. This thing's been on here for about 9 months. No grass growing through it or anything like that. Right, Bono? Huh? Bono!
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 16 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take up to $10,000 off a 2024 Acura during our 16th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Out there. So Christian McCaffrey is officially on the cover of Madden 25. Isn't that like a curse, right? Sometimes. And isn't he a guy that's injury prone in the first place? Okay. All right. Just throwing it out there. Because that's what, everybody says. It's a curse. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And, of course, you can always make a Bitcoin donation. Great way to support our show because, we get 100% of the donation when it's Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. On YouTube, we only get 70%. By the way, we hit 200. Thank you. 200 likes. You guys are awesome. 200 likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you all out there. And, of course, our merch shop is open. We've got Big O Show hats. We got shirts, all kinds of shirts, 305 shirts with different team colors. We've got the Blind Ass Fan shirts. We've got the Dry Fit style shirts, all of that stuff, man. So please use our QR code or go to our link here on YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter. You can find the link for the merch shop on all of those outlets, or go to bigoradioshow.myshopify.com. I see Judas Priest is announcing their Invincible Shield Tour of North America. And I don't see a Florida date. Sabaton, by the way, will be supporting them. They are heavy. They start off in Montreal on September 13th. Then they go to Niagara Falls. Slowly I turn. Step by step. Inch by inch. And then we mortalize them. Let's see, Sterling Heights, Milwaukee, Cedar Rapids, Sioux Falls, Rochester, Omaha, Rockford, Louisville, Independence, Billings, Idaho Falls, Spokane, Seattle, Portland, Sacramento, Reno, LA, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Loveland, Colorado. Never heard of that. Loveland, Colorado. Houston, Texas, Austin, Dallas. Those are it right there. Those are the cities, just in case. I wouldn't mind seeing Priest. I don't really care about Sabaton, but Priest would have been good to see. Did you see the Paul Maurice post? Oh, yes. This is an Oprah Winfrey. Nobody gives a shit about my feelings. Nobody cares what I think and all that. Because it was like, the reporter, I love these people, right? The reporter's like, well, we don't feel like you guys are being honest with us about the Barkov hit. What are your feelings? Nobody cares about my feelings. This isn't the Oprah Winfrey show. And that was just an absolute awesome line. Paul Maurice is he's just awesome. He's fantastic, bro. He's great. Yeah. They did the right thing. They took the high road there, man. That's it. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You know, some of us, most of us, a lot of us might have gotten pissed and, wanted to retaliate right there and then. But I give them a lot of credit, dude. They hung in there like champs. And, they took the high road here. They look good. The Oilers are the ones that look bad in all of this. Not only do they look bad because they're getting outplayed, but they also look like they're frustrated, and now they have resorted to dirty tactics in order for them to try to survive, because they can't win all natural by playing their style. So yeah, good shit, man. Good shit. Let's see. Hot for Teacher, best rock intro ever. Yeah, that double bass. I was just talking about this. Was it yesterday that I said Alex Van Halen, underrated drummer? Hot for Teacher. He makes the drum set sound like a goddamn engine. Are you kidding me? That double bass, that was genius, dude. That was freaking awesome. It's like Stevie Vai when he's with David Lee Roth, and he's kind of, when the David Lee Roth band, that he kind of makes that guitar talk, and Yankee Rose and shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these musicians are able to do some things that are, it's special. And Alex Van Halen does not get enough love for being a great musician. And the Hot for Teacher double bass car engine like starting, that shit was cool, dude. Really cool. Really freaking cool. So you're right, Manolo. It is one of the cool opens, no doubt. Gordon says, I had a PE teacher at Arvida Junior High that was blessed with a set of jugs that made Rachel Welch jealous. I'll never forget Miss Gibson. Damn. And PE of all things. Yeah, that would keep you interested in PE. Let's see. Ocala Joe says, come on, mi hermano. I bought a shitload of H-bar today. Good job. That's what you got to do, bro. That's what smart people do. If you believe in what you're investing and it's lower than what you bought it at, you're the smart people lower your overall average. That's what investors do. You don't panic. If you believe in what you're investing in, you continue to buy and you lower your overall average. So when it does bounce back, you're making even more money. But you got to stay strong, man, like Ocala Joe. But then again, Ocala Joe's a whale. Whales are always strong. I'm new to this. What's the best corn to get? I'm willing to spend $50 right now. Corn or crypto? I don't know. Statan Bernie. Statan, are you talking about crypto? Listen, my brother, if you got $50, this is what I would do right now. Go to Cash App, buy $50 of Bitcoin, my friend. Okay? That's that. I'm not a financial advisor, but I would buy $50 of Bitcoin. And when you get extra money, again, $5, $10, $50, $500, throw it into Bitcoin again. Throw it into Bitcoin again. And keep throwing it into Bitcoin. That's what I would do. If you're a newbie, just stay with Bitcoin. Don't overthink it. And plus, there's only a finite amount of Bitcoin. Once that shit is mined, there is no more. They will not find more. They find 2% of gold every year. At least 2 to 3% of gold is found every year. So the amount of gold expands every year. And we don't know how much more gold there is to be mined all over the world and in other worlds. Whereas for Bitcoin, it is 21 million and it's over, bro. There will be no more. So because there's a finite amount, because you are a newbie, what I would tell all of you that are new to this, buy Bitcoin and keep buying Bitcoin and keep buying Bitcoin. And don't stop buying Bitcoin until it explodes, that where it gets to a price that is just ridiculous. But for right now, anybody that's new like you, sir, good luck to you. I wish you the best. Buy all $50 in Bitcoin. And anytime you get extra money, buy it again and buy it again. And then I want you to get a cold storage wallet. And eventually you can move your Bitcoin from your Cash App wallet to your cold storage wallet for free. You'll have that option. Okay. The Drew is going to see the Silver Sun pickups. Nice. The Silver Sun pickups are Saturday at the Culture Room in Fort Lauderdale. Here locally, by the way. Maybe you're going to go. I think I'm going to take the wife. If you are there Saturday, say hi, you bastards. Don't be shy. Okay? Would love to meet you guys out there. Let's see what else. Sacramento get out west. Oh, what? Sacramento get out west. Oh, why do you want me to go to Sacramento? What's in Sacramento? I remember that from the Three Stooges. Of course, Matt. That's where it was from. Now I know San Fran won't win the Super Bowl. That's right. Madden curse. Big O, my favorite Van Halen song is Right Now. Great song. Great song. Mine is On Fire. And how about you said the Drew Van Halen had some of the best intros with Hager as well. How about Atomic Punk? Oh, love it. The Atomic Punk. Big O in the NHL, says Brett, teams will wait until the proper time for revenge, like a blowout game, so it doesn't cost the game. They might even wait until next year, but they will not forget, believe me. They are very elephant-ish. The elephant doesn't forget either. Yeah, that's very good. That is very good. My PE teacher at South Dade High looked like Ivan Drago. I must break you. Oh, do you have a Bitcoin polo on the site? Yeah, no, you bought the Big O Show logo one. There is the Bitcoin, this logo here. Hold on. I was gonna do the white hat, but that logo is on the shirt. That's the logo that's on the shirt. The Big O Show Bitcoin logo is on the shirt. I know you bought I can even remember, you bought a black and a gray polo, dry fit. I'm pretty sure that was your order. So we have the same shirts, black, white, or gray with the Bitcoin logo. So yeah, those are the ones we're going to have those made too. Thank you, my brother. As always, you're a stud. Thank you. Let's see. Judas Priest, Sacramento is why I said that. Oh, okay. I got you. Oh, are you going to go see him? I love Priest, man. Love Priest. And Rob still sounds good, man. He still does Victim of Changes. And, you can't fuck around doing Victim of Changes. You better still have a voice to do Victim of Changes. Atomic Punk is sick. Yeah, it is. It's freaking great open, man. Even, Dance the Night Away with the cowbell and it's just and the guitar. It's just a smooth open, Mean Streets. Halen is just, they're just so amazing. Really. Big O, what's the story with Tyreek Hill? I don't know. What's the story with Tyreek Hill? You tell me. All right, so let's get to it, right? Let's get to another Dolphin angle that I want to talk about with you all. the Tyreek Hill situation, as we've talked about on the show, as I've told you, he's gone at the end of the year. Okay. They will move on from Tyreek Hill. It's pretty obvious. They have a lot of people that they have to sign, and they've signed, and they still have Holland left, and they'll finalize the Tyreek contract, and then you'll have Jalen Phillips next year and all that kind of stuff. So you've got things that you've got to do that are going to be coming up, right? And as I've told you, the writing's on the wall. The fact that they did not go to Tyreek's money this offseason when they needed money to create space, they went everywhere but Tyreek. That, to me, I don't need any insight. I don't need anything else. That tells me all you need to know. Plus, you went and got Odell. Plus, you went and got 2 slot receivers in the draft. You went and signed another slot receiver undrafted. You signed Odell Beckham on top of all of that. You added another running back that can do the same thing that the other 2 backs do with the speed and pass catching. You added a pass catching tight end in Jonnu Smith. You went and got the other slash receiver tight end, Fortson, right? Jody Fortson. You added all kinds of offensive weapons. So the Tyreek Hill situation is going to put Mike McDaniel and Tua in something very interesting and something I'm looking forward to. One, they all plan for the Tyreek Hill departure for next year by adding all the aforementioned weapons I just talked about. Okay? They're solving their slot receiver issue this year. Because it's not just a Braxton Berrios thing. It's the Washington kids. It's everything. Okay? So they're going to solve that. They didn't throw to the tight end last year because they didn't have one. They were the only team in the NFL without a tight end touchdown. They'll have several this year with Jonnu Smith. They went and got Jalen Wright because the 2 backs were injured by the end of the year. Now they want to have 3 so they can run the same offense. All 3 catch the ball. All 3 can run. All 3 are explosive. I already gave you the whole Odell thing. Not only did you sign Odell with a 1-year contract this year, but if Odell is actually stays healthy and is productive and plays well, when Tyreek departs next year, they could actually bring Odell back for a second year for a 1-year deal, and they can draft a first-round pick so they can bring him along slowly as Waddle gets elevated to 1, and Odell will help out like a part-time 2/3 with your tight end, with your slot guys, with the first-round pick, all that kind of stuff. Or second, could be your first or second, could be the receiver. I'm not going to marry the first round. I'll marry you to the fact that Tyreek is gone next year, but I'll marry the first round. The receiver could come from the first or second round next year. That's a possibility. But either way, I think so. McDaniel this year is going to be, you're going to see, there's no 2,000 yards and all that kind of shit anymore. No, he's going to spread the ball around. That's why they got the tight end. That's why they got the extra back. That's why they got the slot receivers. That's why they went and got Odell Beckham. That this isn't going to be about we're going to depend on Tyreek. There was a conversation. I'm not saying I was there. I'm not saying that I know about it. I'm just assuming there was a conversation between Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer and Marvin Allen and Reggie McKenzie. And those guys sat down and says, okay, guys, we need to plan for 2025 for life without Tyreek. Okay, we need to solve our tight end problem. Let's go get Jonnu Smith. We need to solve our slot problem. Let's go draft the Washington boys. We need to add more depth. Let's go get Odell Beckham. Let's add Jalen Wright in the running back position. Let's add more weapons. So Mike McDaniel will be calling a different game. It will not be a Tyreek Hill dependent offense this year. Tyreek Hill will be you will depend on him, and you will also use him like you should as a decoy because he attracts double and triple teams at times, as we saw it. So there's no reason to force it when you have all of those other options on the field. I didn't even mention Ezukama. Okay? So Mike McDaniel this year will be now different than he was the last 2 years. It will not be a dependent Tyreek Hill offense. He will spread the ball around. Tyreek will not have the same kind of numbers he had last year. He might have more touchdowns, but he'll have less yards and less catches. Okay? He'll have a great year, 14, 1,500. I doubt it's going to be 17, 18, 1,900, 2,000 yards. It isn't going to be in the 1,700-yard range like he's had the last 2 years, barring injuries all over the place, and then he's on the field and nobody else. And okay, but if everybody is pretty much healthy, they're going to spread the ball around. And then on the flip side, okay, because your head coach / offensive coordinator is so in love with the whole Tyreek thing, he has made it a Tyreek Hill dependent offense. He has made his quarterback a quarterback dependent on Tyreek when he won, I think 9 games, I think it was, with Flo, and he had Waddle and a whole bunch of nothing. And so I think Gesicki caught 70 balls that year, I want to say. So he spread the ball around. He was able to throw it to other people. Waddle was a number one guy, and then Waddle was a possession guy, overall. So now this is going to force Tua also, because it's going to force McDaniel to not call all the Tyreek Hill plays. And now you're going to be able to spread it around, which is good for Tua, which is good for Tyreek. Which is good for McDaniel. And maybe it'll get some of the haters off to his ass too, if he then goes out there, spreads the ball around, and of course has success and wins games. So both guys are going to be driven to actually do or play a different kind of game in the 2024 season, because they have to plan for the 2025 season. And clearly the front office and the head coach have already planned for the 2025 season. It's clear that they went and got all these weapons because they're going to lose one next year, a big one in Tyreek Hill. So Tyreek Hill will have to be a good soldier, as we've talked about, keep his mouth shut, keep his head down, behave, to a T this year, and be the best soldier possible and have the best season possible so he can be attractive to other teams. He will not be attractive to other teams, and they will not want to pay him the money he wants if he's a petulant child, if he's complaining about not getting the football, if he holds out, if he causes problems off the field. So he has zero leverage now. And he has to know deep down inside, and so does his agent, they see the writing on the wall just like I see it. I've been at this for 34 years, dude. I can read this shit a mile away 99% of the time. Am I going to be perfect? Hells to the no. Am I going to get it right more often than not? Yeah. Tyreek is gone. They've told us. Their actions, I always tell you this. Just watch what they do. Don't listen to anything. Certainly don't listen to some of the media members. They still think that that Christian Wilkins is going to be tagged or signed. They're still waiting for that. Okay? They're still waiting. Some of those. He's the heart and soul of the defense. There's no way they'll let him go. Just saying. A little bit of a sore throat, obviously, with last night. And then tonight. And then today. Let's see. What else do we have here? They stopped the passing game, run the ball. They stopped the run. See your tight ends and checkdowns. McDaniel has shown no ability to adjust. Man, I really dislike this coach. I pray he proves me wrong. He must adjust this year. So we will see. It's up to him. But the Tyreek Hill situation will force McDaniel and Tua to play different, and that's going to be a good thing for everybody. Maybe not for Tyreek, but it is going to be good for everybody else. Zachary says exactly, if Tyreek is a good soldier, then he's making bank next year. That's it. And if he's not, then he's going to have problems finding work for the kind of money he wants, and then people won't give him money, and it'll be incentive laden and all that kind of shit. So he has no leverage. Any writer, any person in the media that tries to tell you that Tyreek has any ounce of leverage here, they have no clue what's going on. They don't understand the situation, and they're just playing the fanboy bullshit. Put it that way. I think Tyreek will have less catches and higher yards per catch average. He'll be gone unless he's a saint off the field and take a big pay cut. He's not going to take a big pay cut, and I don't think he's staying. I think they're going to move on because they cannot afford to even give him a decent salary because they have too many people to pay. So I just don't think it'll happen. Plus, get the damn play. Oh, yeah, dude. Brett, McDaniel has to get the play in on time, has to win challenges, has to stick with the run, has to spread the ball around. I mean, there's a shitload of things that he has to learn how to do in a game. There's no doubt about it. I love his mind, but yeah, on a game day coach, it's tough. Eddie Beto says, keeping the opposing defenses guessing by spreading the ball around will make the Dolphins better, especially late in the season. We'll make Tua better. We'll make the coach better. All of that. So, T. Hill had to watch the Chiefs win rings with the Swifties as he watches at home with his 8 kids. That kind of sucks for him. Well, maybe if he didn't play shitty in the first Kansas City game, they're home. What a concept. If he didn't give away that first Kansas City game, Big O, no team in the CFL will go after Tyreek because of his off-the-field issues. I think that's not correct because he doesn't have an arrest record. Remember, he's been charged and he's been accused, but he hasn't necessarily. I don't believe he's been charged in a court of law. I don't believe he has it under his criminal record. So, Jeremy, I don't think that's correct. Okay, because I think it has to be on the criminal record, not just an accusation that you were cleared of, even though maybe you were guilty or whatever. He could have been guilty of the stuff in college, and he certainly was guilty as hell in the pier thing with the fishing thing. That was disgusting, and he got away with that shit. Okay, got away with that shit. So, but I don't think that I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it has to literally be in your police record, and then they won't let you in. Because I think that's what happened with I want to say Ricky had some issues. They let him eventually, but he had to get approved or some shit like that or something. I forgot what it was. Tony says, what's up, Big O? Edmonton played dirty last night. Panthers are in their heads. Let's win the next one for Barkey. We want the cup. Amen. Big O, hear me out. McDaniel may need to take a public speaking class to minimize the ums and the ahs. God, it can be brutal. He has some brutal answers. It takes forever. Yes, sir, Eddie Beto. I am a huge New Order fan. Love New Order. Seen them many times. Although there's one performance that I'm still pissed off at. One performance. Okay. Miami Night Center. It is 1989, maybe? 88? 90? I'm not exactly sure. It was one of those. It was early. It was early in my my relationship with my wife. We were boyfriend, girlfriend. And I took her to the concert. Anybody went to that New Order concert at the Miami Night Center? Late 80s, maybe 90, I don't know. The Sons of Bitches played I believe it was 55 minutes or just an hour. And I think I paid like, in those days, okay, I think I paid like 37 or 40 bucks a ticket or something, which I know today that's not anything, but in those days that was a lot of money. And New Order has a catalog that they can do 2.5 hours if they feel like it. Okay? If they feel like it, 2.5 hours. And those son of a bitches did less than an hour. And I'm still pissed. I'm still pissed. Okay? So, Mr. Summer, that shit don't fly. Bastard. Anyway. Let's see. The coach smokes too much weed. How do you know he smokes weed? I've been one of the few on this show that said that from the first game against the Chargers that Fangio wasn't the guy. I'm also on record for never liking McBeals. McDumbeals. Yeah, you definitely weren't a Fangio guy. You saw New Order 89, 80. That's cool. I did. It was very cool and very annoying for that one concert. Big O, Canada would make Tyreek take some daddy's anonymous courses before we let him up here. We have enough single mothers already. Thank you. Yeah, he'll be getting some Canadian women pregnant. What's wrong with smoking cannabis? That's right, Cosa Nostra. You tell him. As a former big smoker, I can tell he smokes just a hunch. I think it's just because he has that, like, dude-like thing to him why you think he smokes. But maybe he doesn't smoke. You know? He certainly wasn't vaping on the sidelines. That's the dumbest shit out there that people put. You know why? We already exposed that on this show. Everybody was putting out that video like, oh, is he vaping? You know, because he was, because, sometimes when you're cold and, and so I'm like, okay, so where's the exhale? Everyone that smoked, that there's an inhale and then there's an exhale. Where's the video? Is anybody that's filming thinking that he's smoking, you're going to wait for the exhale because that's what then says, oh, he is smoking. So what did he do? Swallow it and it came out of his ass? I don't know. Does Mike McDaniel sphincter smoke? Huh? Was he blowing circles coming out of his ass? So that's why we didn't see it? Come on. Weed is legal anyway. Well, it all depends. It's not really legal here without a medical license. So it's not recreational yet. Until it's recreational everywhere, you can't really say it's legal. It's legal in Vegas. It's legal in California. They're recreational. Where else? I don't know. I know about those places. What other places are recreational? I don't know. But anyway, I'm sure some of your states out there. Washington's got to be recreational, right? They probably give out heroin in that place. Anyway. What else do you have there? By the way, thank you very much. You guys got us over 217. Now, those of you that are watching and you watch after, get us to 300 now. Okay? Those of you that watch after the fact, get us to 300 is what you got to do. Okay? That would be cool. All right. We are out of here. We thank David Fones, Manny Navaro. We thank Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend that always gets it done here. We thank all of you out there as always. Don't forget to follow us here on the show. Subscribe, hit the like button, visit our merchandise shop. The links are there on the YouTube page or on Twitter or on Instagram. You can find the links there. Support our program however you can do it by visiting our amazing sponsors, visiting our merch shop, or making a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. On behalf of Sean Stanley, we will see you all tomorrow live from Toyota of Hollywood at noon, by the way. Noon start tomorrow. Toyota of Hollywood. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show.